In this tutorial, let's see what are props or properties in React and when and how exactly do we use them. So let's make a new snack, and in this let's remove all the unnecessary stuff from app.js. So first let's remove the paragraph style from styling. Then let's remove all the tags inside view in render. And finally, let's remove all the unnecessary input statements, that is asset examples and card. Let's remove them as well. Now we have a basic app component in which we have an empty view tag. In this, let's add a text tag in which we write coding. Now let's run this app using the online simulator or in our local device. Okay, so now we can see that in the app we have coding is fun being displayed. Now in the components folder, let's delete the existing asset.js file, and instead let's right click on it to create a file ourselves and rename it to mybutton.js. And in this file, let's write some code from starting. So import everything as React from React. Next, let's make a class whose name is same as that of the file. So class myButton extends react.component. Do remember the C in react.component is uppercase. Now because we have to export the class as well, so let's write export default, or we can write it at the end as well. So export default myButton. Now in myButton class, let's make a render function, and whatever we return in this render function will be displayed when we display myButton. Now let's import some packages from React Native to display this. So let's import the text component, and because we want to import only the text from the entire React Native package, we use object destructuring, and hence we put curly braces. Now let's add text in return, and inside this let's write this is my button. Now let's come back to app.js file, and in this file we will now import the myButton class from myButton file. So import myButton from, and here we have to give the relative path of that file from which myButton class is being imported. And for relative path, we start from the current folder, which is represented by a dot. From here we go into the components folder, so we write dot slash components, and in the components folder we have a file myButton, so our full path becomes dot slash components slash myButton. In this, the uppercasing and the lowercasing should match exactly with the file name or path. Now in the app we have a view tag. In that, let's remove text and let's embed buttons in it, and these are self-closing tags, and now we can see that on the screen that this is my button is being displayed. Here let's add one more button so that the button is rendered 2 times.